So now we know the price. Now we need to find it, where to get the money. But he's very smart, very good businessman, Canelo. And I believe that he deserves the 150. I don't know if he reached the 200, but the 150 million, why not?
More stylistically is a tougher fight for you, or do you think it would have been Thurman because of all his experience and whatnot?
No, I think Fundora, for sure, you know. Like his height, his awkwardness, you know, that always presents a tremendous task.
What a night! What a night! The morning after. Look! We're going to talk about a few things. Canelo Alvarez. Turkey Al-Sheikh saying no to David Benavidez to satisfy the $150 million to $200 million dollar offer from Canelo Alvarez. Why that is best for boxing. Two, I'm leaning towards Fundora, man. I think Fundora may just beat him, Tszyu, and I'm going to say why. But first, Jimmy Joe beating Campbell Hatton. I want to say congratulations to both of those warriors. Listen, especially Campbell Hatton, to be honest. He put on a good performance. He fought very well. He had a good jab, good defense, decent footwork, and he was aggressive. So, I have nothing. I'm actually more impressed. This is the most impressed I've been with Hatton. Jimmy Joe beating him, but I want to give love to the judges for getting it right. I mean, they had every obvious reason to try to rob Jimmy Joe, and they didn't. Two, did you guys see Dalton Smith knock out Zapata with the body shot? He hit Zapata, and Zapata was like, ugh. Like, can I stand up? Nope. Listen, that body shot right there was hellacious. And Dalton the whole time putting that measuring stick out, right, doing the same thing while Zapata was going forward, and he started keeping Zapata where he wanted him, and then got aggressive. It was beautiful. So shout out to Smith for doing his thing. Now, let's talk about Turkey Al-Sheikh turning down Saul Canelo Alvarez, 150 to 200 million. Really, he turned down the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. David Benavidez and Team Benavidez were trying to satisfy that ridiculous offer with Canelo Alvarez.
They come and say, I offer to you 150 to 200 million. I fight tomorrow. That's the only reason I fight with him, because and
that's the black two sugars. The thing is, you know, there's a few sides to this. Canelo knew it was ridiculous. That's why he said it. I keep telling you guys, and I told you guys in my last video, Canelo Alvarez wasn't being serious. He was trying to be ridiculous so he can avoid the fight. So people, actually more than anything, so people can stop asking him about the fight. Like, I'm not going to fight this guy. It will never happen. The only way it would happen is if this crazy thing. And it's funny because the only defense Canelo fanboys can give is that, no, he was being serious. And then Team Benavidez calls his bluff. You got Lukowitz, who's the promoter of David Benavidez, saying Canelo Alvarez is brilliant. He's amazing. He's a great businessman, and he deserves the money.
So now we know the price. Now we need to find it, where to get the money. But he's very smart, very good businessman, Canelo. And I believe that he deserves the 150. I don't know if he reached the 200, but the 150 million, why not?
Wait. Have you noticed, to Canelo fanboys, Team Benavidez is always capping, always lying, unless they're saying something good about Canelo?
Mayweather did it, and he followed the footprints, the blueprints of Mayweather. So don't underestimate it any longer.
Well, of course he's going to say that, number one, if he can convince everybody else that that was a real offer and that it should be satisfied, Lukowicz gets to the bag. He get a percentage of that shit. He gets to the bag for a big money-making fight like that. Lukowicz comes up. So hey, let's see if we can go ahead and do them shits, right? Benavidez is like, well, yeah, if we can do that, hey, who can put the money up? Turki Al-Sheikh can. He got a lot of money. Well, Turki isn't stupid. You saw what he did with Gervonta Tank Davis. Give me 2 Ferraris. Who the hell you think I am, a trick?
Sent to me 2 Ferrari to play in Saudi Arabia. I said to him, we will send to you 2 gloves if you want to play in Saudi Arabia.
They acting like he's a trick. Turki Al-Sheikh is a brilliant man. That's why he's not a damn trick, right? So Turki Al-Sheikh told Gervonta Tank Davis, I got 2 gloves for you. And the whole thing with 150 to 200 million, let's be practical here. Canelo Alvarez never made anything close to that amount. Let's be practical. Forget that whole thing. And that is best for boxing. Now, come to find out, he wasn't going to do that. David Benavidez is like, well, how about Bivol and Beterbiev winner? He's like, that's perfect. And this is why that's great for boxing. 1, there was only one Floyd Mayweather, okay? Not everybody can be Floyd Mayweather, and that's good, all right? It sends a signal to Canelo and to anyone coming after that the green print, the Floyd Mayweather plan, is something that you shouldn't desire to go after. Everybody will start, that will send, if they try to satisfy the 150 to 200 million, that will send a signal to boxers coming up. Hey, when do I get to that level? So I can start saying, yeah, give me 500 million. Give me numbers that, you know, every businessman would lose out trying to invest in that much money. It'll make the game fugazi. Another thing, there is not one boxer that is greater than boxing. There is not one boxer that is greater than boxing.
There is not one boxer that is greater than boxing.
Boxer isn't over boxing. There is no boxer over the sport. And that's the one message that I love from Dana White that he sent to MMA fighters with the UFC. Listen, John Jones, whoever, there's not one fighter above the sport.
There's not one fighter above the sport.
All right? It's the sport of boxing. I promise you the sport will move on without Canelo, and it will move on without David Benavidez and Canelo. It's about the product and the fight itself. And I told you guys yesterday, as far as a product, as far as a fight, David Benavidez versus the winner between Bivol and Beterbiev is as exciting of a fight as David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez.
Obama.
Like I told you guys when it came to Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, yeah, those 2 names were great, but I know many fights, even on that undercard, that was better than that shit. So what are we paying for? To see their faces or to see a great fight, right? David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez would surely be a great fight. But David Benavidez versus Bivol or Beterbiev is as good of a fight and far less money, and it's putting boxing over boxer.
There's no boxer over the game.
And I think Turki Al-Sheikh sending that message to Gervonta Tank Davis and Canelo Alvarez is the proper thing to do. He's the face of boxing. And it's the reason why I don't even like calling fighters the face of boxing. Because once that face of boxing title goes up, everybody or is attached to a fighter, they start wearing silk pajamas. They start pricing themselves out. Well, I'm the man and I'm the one. Right? Remember Canelo? I'm the one.
I'm the one. I'm the one.
I'm the one. Me. I'm me. Me. I'm the one. Me. That whole mentality and the fact that everybody has to bend the knee in order for him to feel appreciated enough for them to talk to him is really getting ridiculous. And the only people that supporting that is Canelo fanboys who right now struggling and jumping all over the place trying to find some way to defend Canelo's moves. And you will never stop doing that. So you guys go somewhere where that's all they do is keep Canelo's jizz in there. Listen, if you weren't full of Canelo's jizz, you would be able to see what we see. If it was Tank Davis doing all these things Canelo's doing, you'll be able to see it. But since you're filled with Canelo's jizz, there's no way you can see the obvious. All right, but let's move on. Fundora versus Tszyu. Listen, Tszyu, he said himself, Fundora's tough to deal with. He's very tall, and he's tough to deal with.
Fundora stylistically is a tougher fight for you, or do you think it would have been Thurman because of all his experience and whatnot?
No, I think Fundora, for sure, you know. Like his height, his awkwardness, you know, that always presents a tremendous task. You know, it's the what if, how do you get inside, how do you fight him, you know, he's got natural God-given attributes, you know.
Fundora isn't the type of guy that you don't train for. You don't have a game plan for. That 12-day notice has, Tszyu was preparing for it, Keith, one time, doing it totally different than Fundora. Fundora's a 10-foot tall monster. Tszyu has 12 days to try to come up with a game plan for that. That's the guy that you need a full training camp for. As far as Fundora, Tszyu is a fantastic fighter, but it's going to be the same idea for any fighter because he's 10 feet tall. All he got to do is keep his guard up a little bit tighter, but he doesn't have to really put together a crazy game plan for Tszyu. Tszyu is going to pressure him and do what he kind of expects. Another thing. Fundora, I've never seen him even in a close fight. The fight he lost to Mendoza was a lightning in a bottle, one shot, right? So he caught him slipping. But I'm just talking about if you looked at the entire fight. Now, I know there's morons who's going to be like, well, he lost. So a loss is a loss. And so there's nothing I can extract from 7 rounds. True boxing fans can extract from 7 rounds. He got hit with one clean shot, and it stopped him. The only thing you could get from that is that Tszyu punches harder than Mendoza, I think. So if Mendoza can do that, catch him flush, but can Tszyu catch lightning in a bottle? If Mendoza doesn't catch that lightning in a bottle, it's another bludgeoning from Fundora, and Fundora more than likely knocks him out. He was beating the hell out of him. More than likely, he knocks him out in the 10th, right? So I've never really seen Fundora even in a close fight. Maybe Lubin has some good shots, but he beat the hell out of Lubin. So when I'm looking at this fight, Fundora versus Tszyu is a great matchup anyway. But what makes it more difficult for Tszyu is that he has short notice. He has to prepare for a guy that you need a full training camp to fight, to prepare for. Let me know how you all feel in the comments below. ShowBizz, the adult. I'm out.